is Tuesday of turkey season now. Haven't hunted this property this year yet. It's a lease that we've had for many, many years. And so I've hunted this property quite a bit. Where I normally have most of the toms and birds is up on the other end of the farm. But the neighbor has a lot of kids, and they usually have a few birds shot close, the same birds in that same area, shot by the time, we get a chance at them. So they've killed 3 birds already, so I don't anticipate there being a whole lot going on up there. He said there's a few jakes, but... So I decided to come down here on the other end. It seems every year there's always a bird down here. And I've always had a hard time hunting this section. I think a lot of that was due to not starting off here in the morning and being set up and ready for them. So we're going to give it a whirl this year and see if we can get a bird to strike off over here. We can hopefully call him in here. There's a power line right in front of me and then a clover plot behind me. So we'll see once hopefully we hear something. Down here, and of course I heard one back where I normally sit. I think he's back on the neighbor's little ways, but I think we're going to make a run for it rather than waste a bunch of time. That spot up there tends to be better later on in the morning anyways. So I think we're going to make a mad dash and head for the other end of the farm, so, oh well. I think we caught one down. It was on the way up to the top of the ridge. Another one down over in this ravine, I think. He's far off. This property has a road running through it, and so we own on both sides of it, but it's this huge ravine, and so depending where you're sitting, these gobbles will bounce. You can hear them, and you think they're on one side of the ravine. When you actually get up on that side, then you realize they're on the other. So I'm about wore out already. Tell you what, turkey hunting, that'll keep you in shape. Not really sure what to do. Well, we are doing a last minute mad dash and heading for some public land. Heard a few birds, but they were pretty far back on the neighbors, and just nothing I felt was worth trying to waste a morning going after. So I am, like I said, doing a mad dash down to some public that I know is pretty good. Never hunted it before, but I know there's birds down there. So we'll give it a whirl. I don't know, it might be a complete shot in the dark and might not even do anything, but we should get down there around 8 o'clock. So, I mean, there'll be plenty of time left, but we'll give it a whirl. Okay, finally got down here. It's a little after 8. We're walking back. We got 3/4 of a mile walk back to the spot we're gonna try. Kind of excited to see how this goes. It'll be my first public land bird if I can get one back here. I've hunted with some buddies on public, but I've never killed one myself, so gonna give it a whirl. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're finally in the area that I wanted to hunt. I want to get up on top of that ridge. Don't really want to call till I get up there, but I'm hoping there's some birds back here, way back on that ridge there that we can call out to the top here. So just climbed a major high wall to get up here. I mean, this access is just ridiculous, but it was worse than I thought. I don't think anybody's been back here. I saw some boot tracks at the entrance, but like nothing for the past 3/4 mile getting back in here. Stumbled across a really big shed. There was a little bench down here on this high wall, and it was over probably 50 yards. But I'll pick it up on the way back, but it's a big one. So I'm kind of excited to see what that is. I might have to hunt him this fall, but anyways, we'll get up here and see if we can't strike one up. Okay, we're finally where I wanted to get to. It is 9 o'clock. I haven't heard any coming in, but that's not to say there's none here. I think I heard one quite a ways back. The foliage is out quite a bit more here than some of the other places I've been hunting. It's pretty far south. So it's a little harder to hear them, and they often sound further off than what they really are. So I think we'll sit here for a while and just see what happens. I've definitely been apt to leave too soon, and I've had so many times where I've left an area only to, 20, 30 minutes later hear a bird right where I was at. So if you, that's something you can kind of, if you're new to turkey hunting, kind of take is, I can tend to, be a little bit more run and gun style. And if you have the room, that's nice. But if you're kind of limited on space, or, getting in to be later in the morning, sometimes just slowing it down and staying in a spot for a little while. Another thing, the longer I turkey hunt, the less I call. I like to figure out where they're at and try and get them fired up. But once they start working their way in, I'm usually pretty conservative on the calling, and the closer they get, the less I call. So yeah, we'll stick it out for a little bit, see what happens. At the very least, we found a cool shed that we'll be able to pick up here in a little bit. It's a pretty cool piece of public. It's super remote, and I don't think anybody hunts back here. So definitely keeping this place in mind for future hunts, and may end up, trying turkeys a little later in the season here as well. So see what happens. Well, I had high hopes for this spot, but ultimately, no gobbles. I think I heard one like probably, I don't know, half a mile out the ridge, but it wasn't in response to me. I did hear one back behind me. There's a massive ridge system. I did hear a bird back there, and right now is one of those, they kind of get pretty quiet, around 9:30. But what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna go back, grab that shed, and then hop up on the other side of the creek. Nice. It's not as big as I thought. From up there on the ridge, you look pretty good, but it's not bad for southern Ohio public land. Looks like it's been laying here a minute. It's pretty bleached out. It's got some chew marks on it, but I think it's from this year, so that's cool. We're gonna wear out these hills. Keep you honest. Well, found one finally gobbled down there. He's still a little ways off, but it's the closest I've been to one all day. So. They've got a couple of hens, but I was hoping with the amount of gobblers down there that I could get one to break off. So. Getting closer. I did hear 4 of them down there, 4 toms. The one might be a jake, but if it's got a beard, it's dying. I'd press in a little bit closer, but I'm on close to the private line, so I can't get much closer than this.
I apologize, guys. I had the receiver for the audio turned off and didn't realize it. That kind of sucks. As I was saying, there was 2 of them. I could have killed the other one, but we can only kill 1 in Ohio now per year. And the other one was definitely bigger, but it's still a nice tom. It's got about 1-inch spurs and decent beard on him. He's not a lightweight. It's going to be some work getting him out of here, but that's the most fun that I've had turkey hunting in a very, very long time. Blows my mind. I chased this bird for about a mile back in, so I'm going to have a heck of a walk back out, but oh well. Well, that was a lot of fun. I think that's probably the most fun I've had on a turkey hunt in a long time. I've killed a bird every year for the last, I don't know, 6-7 years, and it's always fun, but this one was pretty special. It was my first bird on public land, and had to work for this one. I bombed in back about a mile, and finally found him, and then I think there was 4 of them, a group of 4, and was able to get 2 to break off and come up to me up on the ridge. So yeah, super blessed to be able to do this and be out here on a beautiful Tuesday morning here in southern Ohio, and couldn't be happier. I'm pretty tickled. It's been a lot of work getting this sucker back out, though. I tell you what, start carrying that sucker for about a mile, it'll wear you out. But anyways, good times.